ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for stopping by for the After the Rolls podcast for Straight Outta Grandma's Basement. You can catch every one of our episodes on YouTube. That is Straight Outta Grandma's Basement on YouTube. Look us up. We will be streaming live Friday nights most of the time with the holiday season coming up. It might alter a little bit. Stick to Reaper1FR's Twitch. That is twitch.tv/Reaper1FR. That's where you're going to find all of these. Also, you can listen to these on YouTube. We're hoping to have them on Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, the works. If we're not on a podcast site that you listen to, let us know, and I will make sure that we get the permissions done through that podcast site to start broadcasting to that site so that you can listen on your favorite podcasting device. With that being said, we are Straight Outta Grandma's Basement. This is the After the Rolls podcast. I am GRIMM Productions. I play Talarian Stormclaw Wasterythe, or Talarian Wasterythe. His Stormclaw, his nickname, his branded nickname for reasons of his exile, which is unknown the reasons yet. We also are joined by our DM, Reaper1FR. He is over there. Say hi, Reaper.
Hey everybody, how's it going tonight?
What's up? Then we are joined by Mr. Scarfather. Can you introduce your character, Mr. Scarfather?
Absolutely. My character is Tyrrell Zakadian. He's an Azamar. Very interesting. Good back. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Sorry, we have Grimm's wife in the room, so she came in to say goodnight. But, all right, so Tyrrell Zakadian is an Aasimar, and you are, what's your class?
Blood Hunter.
You are a Blood Hunter, all right? Then we are also joined by another one of our amazing characters, the tank himself, the man without a plan.
Great. He's just tanky. That's the only reason y'all like him is he's tanky.
That's not the only reason I like him. I like him because he's a Goliath badass. But introduce your character, Mr. Hamst3r.
Yeah, Mr. Good Old Blandis Goliath Barbarian. Pretty much the DPS and tank at this point right now, until we start hitting high levels.
Absolutely. Well, the two characters we're not joined by today is Trent. He is Hamst3r. He is a ranger, right?
Yep,
He's a tiefling ranger.
Tiefling ranger.
And also we're not joined by B, his fiance, who is a cat. She's a kitty cat.
She's actually an Eldritch
Eldrin
elf wizard.
But
is her actual class. But she's been cursed.
Yeah.
By reasons and origins unknown to everybody right now, except for myself and her. Just like everybody else you guys are just going to see in this podcast and on the show. Everybody's got their own backstory. I'm aware of it, and you guys are going to get to hear this thing unfold over time. We're going to be digging into it as we go.
Yeah, man.
So
let's...
Again,
sorry, go ahead.
For it.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I just want to say thank you as well for everybody that came in and tuned in, whatever you're listening to, and whether you're in the car on the way to work, on your way home, maybe you're on your lunch break to catch this, little half-hour sneak peek. But before we go into this, if you guys have not seen the first episode yet, you guys need to go onto YouTube. You need to look up Straight Outta Grandma's Basement. Pretty sure it's the only one that's going to even pop up.
Yeah, we're still a couple down because there's a rap song, I guess, that's Out of Grandma's Basement or something like that, or something like, or Straight Out of the Basement or something like that. Like I don't know what it is, but it's like a rap song or something like that. So just scroll down a little bit. We're there. We'll climb up to the top as the views increase, as your love for us grows. So with that said, like we said, so from here on is spoilers. So if you haven't seen that episode, please go back now, go to YouTube, and look up Straight Outta Grandma's Basement. It is the fall of Lalorah, and from here on out, go back. whatever Scar is doing too. If you're on YouTube already, switch over to that, and then come back to this after you're done, because the first episode's fun. It's a good time.
It is a good time. And if you haven't seen it yet, there is a very funny part towards the end of that episode.
Yeah, but you guys,
Somebody may or not have done something to their pants.
Foolish mortals.
Such a good time. Such a good time. Okay, so what I would like to do is with the host, I'd like to start with GRIMM. Now, GRIMM. So all the characters started with this this vision, this nightmare, this dream, however your characters want to perceive it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, without going into great details,
Right?
How did Talarian feel after he woke up? Because I mean, that was emotional for him, I'm sure, right?
My vision, like I said, I can't speak on anybody else's because I don't know anybody else's vision. Is part of the whole mystique of it, and it's really well done by you as well. So, do me a favor, just turn down the music just a smidge.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I'll go from.
So then, what I would say is he was super emotional, like that. What he saw in his vision, just. I would say he would wake up in a tearful rage, if you will, because it was both happy at first, then it was saddening, and then the end of his is very rage fulfilling. So he kind of woke up in this kind of like, I can't believe what I just saw. But again, I can't speak to anybody else's, but he woke up with like smells still in his nose. Of the vision, like the memory, like it was like a waking vision. So I mean, it was very palpable. The like the feelings he had, like everything kind of rang true.
It was very real,
very real, very real. So whoever is causing me to have these visions, or maybe it's my deity or whatever, is definitely pushing me towards an ultimate goal that obviously I don't know yet, but it's going to be very interesting to see how my character develops and if he survives to fulfill this vision and to kind of get there. It's going to be amazing, and but definitely just straight up emotional. And my response to it was kind of like, oh, he's going to be fueled. So like me out of character, I'm like, this dude is fueled now. He's ready to just fucking
absolutely
beat the brakes off of anybody that gets in his way just to get to where he needs to go and get done what he needs to get done. Obviously, I'm being very vague with it because I mean, if you listen to the episode, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you I don't want to let on too much to my other fellow characters who are in the show right now.
Adventures,
yeah. So
all right. So let's move a little bit forward here and Scar. How did Terral feel when obviously, just like I just told GRIMM, not going into too many details,
right?
But his vision was very educational, I would say.
His past is honestly even unbeknownst to himself, so it was very enlightening, but also mysterious at the same time, where it's like the answers to some of his questions only gives him more questions type of thing. It's definitely what's the word I'm looking for? The blind destruction of it is not something he's
used
a
to?
stranger to.
Oh, okay.
He knows the power that
did what it did, but he, on that level itself, he's very he's honestly afraid seeing that. I could see that. I could definitely see that.
He's afraid of a lot of things, and yeah, that's definitely the best way I could put it without spoiling too much.
So how did you feel about the vision, like personally, after you saw it?
Yeah.
Personally, I thought it was well written, third, fourth wall style. You know what I mean? Like breaking that barrier. Me myself, it was written very well. The detail and I can't. It's so hard not to spoil stuff.
Right. I get you. Like just the subtle details that I had thrown in.
Yes. Yes.
And like the extras
Yeah.
that I had put into your
Yes.
backstory that wasn't originally there were very, very
you,
good. And
you built on my backstory in a way that I didn't think would happen. So it was definitely a big surprise to me. But it's a nice work into this backstory that you did. You did a good job, honestly.
I appreciate that.
And also, what Reaper told me after we had gotten done with the first episode is that he has left subtle hints in every one of our visions as to why we are connected.
Yeah.
So if not necessarily this vision we've had so far, it'll be, continued visions of the same kind of vision we've had. Maybe it relapses a little bit, but then a new piece is added to that puzzle where we might see why we are with the party we are with.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and some of those hints are gonna come as time progresses, because that literally leads me to Hamst3r and his vision at the beginning of this. How did Blandis feel when he first woke up? Because what I had put into yours was not even remotely close. I mean, it was close, but like what I added to on yours, definitely, I'm assuming, put him through an emotional state he was not prepared for.
Oh yeah, it's definitely it's like mixed emotions, because it's like it's something in the past, it's like something that happened, you can't change it, but either way, it was like it's somebody he trusted and cared for, thought it was like he looked up to. It was somebody he looks up to, and he was essentially backstabbed by them, and he's like he's hurt, and he's definitely concerned about it, and like he'd probably get revenge if he could, but it's also something he can't change, whether it's true or not, whether it's like actually what happened, it's a nightmare, it's something higher powers causing it, like whatever it is, he can get revenge, but it's in the past either way, so it's not gonna like make a big deal out of it.
He's not going to dwell on it maybe as much as some of the other characters, is what you're saying.
Because he can't change it. It happened,
Right,
and it happened.
Yeah, I could see that with your character. Very go with the flow. Tries not to let a lot of things probably bother him too much.
He definitely wants answers. Like he wants to know what he wants to know what he saw, if it's true or not. But again, true or not, it happened. There's nothing that can change that. Just kind of.
Well, the reason I did this the way that I did is, your characters could literally recollect on this and not understand, was this in the past? Did this happen recently? Is this going to happen? Like you guys have no idea when or how this came to be and why this is being shown to you.
So we could have been seeing some live action kind of things in our dreams.
This could be like
things that are
future
unfolding.
sight.
Right.
This could be a future sight thing, which you
can see it, right, Scar?
Ghost of Christmas, past, present, future might have visited us, if you will.
Yeah. And now, so you guys had woken up, and you guys, the characters had woken up into their cells, including your guys' selves into this. You guys woke up individually to 4 people you've never met in your life, at least that you're aware of.
Right, us and 4 people, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You as individuals and 4 people, and then you guys are in cells. Now, there were some funny moments of
really crappy bedroll.
Well, oh my god!
These damn goblins don't know how to fucking make a bed to save their lives.
GRIMM ended up, Tellurian ended up breaking everybody out of their cells. Yep, Stormclaw. I'm trying to get used to the name. If I say it more, I'll get used to it.
Stormclaw,
yeah. And I'm not gonna lie. GRIMM at the beginning definitely, Stormclaw took lead and really tried pushing people, and I think that's basically him trying to preserve oneself.
Oh yeah, because
to
my alignment is neutral evil. So I mean, just to kind of give somebody like a little bit of kind of idea of how, if you've played D&D before, you kind of know the neutral evil. Now I would say, no, I'm neutral evil.
Oh.
So I'm
Yeah.
not chaotic. Like I'm neutral in this in the sense of like there is no lawful, there's no chaos. I'm kind of like right in the middle, but between good and evil, I lean more towards evil, more or less because I'm consumed by a revenge from my past, and that's what's making me evil. So I mean, deep down inside, I would say that if he learns to look past the revenge, he would be straight neutral.
I could see that.
So
could
I
absolutely
wouldn't
see
say he's
that.
neutral good in that sense. Even if he took his revenge and everything worked out for him in the end, I would say he's still more along the lines of neutral in the sense of, you know, he'll do whatever he has to do to protect the ones he loves, and you know, in that sense, I would say he's a little like, if there's like a meter like of evil and good, he is just on the other side of the ticker that would lean towards evil. Kind of
Right.
like
And
almost
that's
like
what
when you
we had
start off
talked
in
about before.
Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, the second one, how your meter's already leaning a little towards the evil side, and you got to kind of bring it back to good if you want to be a good guy.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm starting. I'm like a little on the evil because I'm being consumed by this revenge. Now it could consume me completely, and I can go full evil and go off the wall and just start killing everything in my path, including my companions. Or I can lean myself back towards that neutral and just say, you know what, revenge is not what I need. I just need the one thing that I long for. So, but yeah, sorry, I just wanted to kind of go in a little bit about me.
Yeah, you know, we had talked about your alignment and how your character became into that alignment, and you know, your character was definitely on the good side.
Oh yeah, lawful good.
When oh yeah, your character was extremely good, and you know, that kind of leads me to like Hamst3r in a lot of this. So like, you know, Stormclaw ended up taking the lead, and then Blandis. You know, I don't know exactly how your tribe had interacted with magic. Were they around it a lot, or is it something that they don't typically practice? Like for your village, in your
I
mind.
think it's kind of like half and half. Like, there's some people who definitely did that, because I know there's the tribe definitely had a god of their own, so they would have had like clerical powers at the very least. But it's not necessarily like something for everybody. You
Right,
could
kind of like
definitely
shamans maybe,
yeah.
if nothing
You,
else.
you can definitely be in the tribe but not have magic, but be around magic.
Right. Now, how does Blandis feel about magic?
He doesn't really care if you use it. It's
doesn't
cool.
care?
It's helpful sometimes, but you know, you
How
can
did
always
he
trust
feel
the
about the
systems too.
bonfire on the goblin
Yeah,
that Ray did?
Oh,
Like-
right
like,
after
you know,
that you nut
we
punted him.
escaped?
Yeah, you were like right
Yeah.
there. The goblin lit on fire, and then you nut punted a goblin into the wall.
Yeah.
And you know, like, does magic kind of, like, you say he doesn't really care, but I mean, does the magic just appearing kind of in front of you? You think he was a little surprised by that, or?
Yeah. He gets taken back because it does just, you know, naturally kind of happens. It's not like, you know, like you take a swing, you can see the swing, whereas magic, it just kind of appears, and he's a little confused by it sometimes, but
Okay.
Especially
Now,
when you're seeing it come from a cat.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
I think that was the big thing.
Blandis is
would have been.
definitely confused by this cat.
Okay.
I mean,
I could
because
definitely see
if we
that.
want to be honest with you, B would have been the first 2 kills of our entire campaign. Had Blandis not
Yep.
nut punted him, that goblin would have died next turn from the fire. That whether he moved out of it or whatever, he still would have taken fire damage to move through it.
The
and
only
that would have
way
killed him.
the only way he would have lived through that beginning of his round is if the damage rolled a 1, because he was at 2 HP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
when she first lit him up, he went all the way down to 2. And then it was just like, fuck, this dude's dead. And then Blandis comes around and just nut punts this fucking goblin through the fire.
And
Takes
then
no damage from the fire, which was great.
Right. Yeah, he rolled it
but-
really good save on that one.
Yeah.
But the thing I also wanted to talk about is what surprised me during that combat, and typically on the second combat as well, is Terral didn't really engage in combat until the boss fight.
I think it's
What was
because he was forced into it.
Well, yeah,
Well, for the boss
I'm
fight, I mean.
wondering, was it a trust thing with the rest of the party for you, or was it you just kind of gauging the room?
Not only a trust thing. Tyrell wants to analyze everyone around him. So he doesn't know these people. He keeps his distance. He doesn't know what they're gonna do. He wants to see what types of abilities they might have. Reveal themselves first before committing to anything. And just in general, his character, he's not trusting at all. He does not trust anyone. His backstory, without going into too much, he's been basically backstabbed. He's been alone. Moving from town to town, doing what he needs to do for reasons I can't say. He sees the futility of friendships. He sees the futility of companionship. And like you were saying, Grim, he's honestly at this stage in the campaign, the entire squad is just a means to an end.
Right. No, I mean, yeah. I would say it. We're just we woke up. We're in this really strange place, in this strange situation, and we woke up. There's goblins shouting at us, telling us to shut up and not talk. And then I somehow find a wire behind. I think it was Blandis told me that there was a wire holding the toilet together. And then I grabbed that wire and I was able to, like a little metal rod, almost like a pin that was through, and I was able to pick the lock. Actually, funny enough, without the pin, because I was so familiar with this lock. I guess I think I rolled like a nat 20 on.
You still used it, but you rolled. I remember
really
describing it. You did. You rolled very high. I just
kind of rolled my finger in it, just clink, and just.
Yep, and you'd recognize the lock.
And then I dropped
it. Played with it. Yeah, and then you dropped it. That was the funny.
I didn't alert anybody though. I didn't alert anybody.
No shit.
Well, I was like, thanks to Amon, kind of. Well,
yes.
No, so they wouldn't have heard it anyway.
But he definitely
rolled a 2. They rolled a 2 on their perception.
Yeah, but he definitely, if they would have heard it, he definitely did some help with that. Of if they heard it, they might have thought it was something else, because he made the sound, another sound at the same time that would have kind of doubled the sound, but in two different places. So they would have thought it was just an earthquake, if you will, that kind of shook the gates.
Mm-hmm. So the other thing that I really wanted to bring up, and this is basically a perception for the other guys on Tyrell, is on that last.
I roll. No. Hold on. I rolled an 18.
So the final goblin ended up giving up, and you guys ended up basically holding him at arrow point, gathering your things, going through your things, while questioning him, and he ended up, and this is a spoiler, this is what we were talking about at the beginning, you guys haven't seen it, stop right now.
Oh, you're
go
past
back
that.
And watch it.
You're past
because this goblin literally shit himself.
Yeah, he soiled himself,
twice, technically.
Well, technically the second time was due to what Scar did to, or Tyrell did to him.
Yeah, and here's the thing is, so you guys had all seen Tyrell quiver in pleasure from snapping this goblin's neck. How did Talarian and Blandis? I'm assuming Blandis probably didn't really pay too close attention to it, being a barbarian.
Yeah, it wasn't something he was oh, that just happened.
Yeah.
Again, it's magic. It's it just happens to him.
Now, at the time of this recording, we have already recorded the second
and technically third episode.
And I think Talarian fed off of that pleasure from him in the second episode. But how did he feel about that on the first one?
Well, on the first one, I definitely, because we took not necessarily a short rest, but kind of a short rest. we sat around for probably about a half hour while Telerian Stormclaw ended up sitting over near the only entrance into it that we could see, and he kept his distance at first, but he kind of like Tyrrell didn't open up or anything like that, but he just kept to himself. It didn't seem to have any immediate effect, and I think he was definitely sitting there waiting for something to happen. Maybe like a disbursement of energy or something like that he would have to use, but really it just kind of seemed to internalize it and fuel himself with it almost.
It's because you didn't check his pants.
yeah I mean, like, I don't know, I mean, maybe he has a hotbed for Blandis or something, I don't know.
No, that's Amon.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's
You'll find out about that in
Miss
the next
Gilsey.
podcast.
No,
Yeah.
You'll find out about the
that's
next podcast. But yeah, that's
uncomfortable.
yeah, because we have to get Ammon in for that questioning. That
Absolutely.
Trent has to be here for that. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely off-putting the first time, because we didn't even have to roll perception. He definitely just kind of offered the information that this was happening. I mean, and to be honest with you, we were all standing around this goblin, intimidating the shit out of him. You just, Blandis is across the table from him with
7'4".
With this, I think he had, I don't even know what he had, but he had something.
He didn't have
I had a
scimitar
at the time.
Yeah.
From
He had a
the
He had this scimitar in his hand, and he's like holding it across the table, like reaching out like to this dude's neck. I'm standing to one side.
Goodbye.
Hold.
Yep.
We gotta hold. Damn. We gotta get that figured out.
Yeah, we do gotta get it figured out. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal.
No.
But
Scar dies in the end of the movie.
but the it was, it just everybody was surrounding him. So I mean, somebody would have noticed it, but nobody really said anything because Eamon saw it, and he just kind of I definitely saw it. I mean, I was standing behind the chair, like kind of like off to the right side, like kind of like talking to this guy. Eamon standing to my right, and then Scar Tyrrell is on the opposite side of the chair, like looking at this guy talking to him, and then he leans down and whispers in his ear, and he snaps his neck, and we just see like him get fueled by this, almost like you eat that really good piece of cheesecake.
The point, it was, I, and I'll be honest, being this is like the first D&D that we've kind of recorded video and everything, I was kind of nervous, but I'm opening up a little bit more and talking more, I think. But I wanted to describe it more to the point where it's almost seizure-like, just to that point, but right to the point of
just ecstasy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, when you first described it, like I was gonna say more of an orgasm, like without actually
like not orgasm. Sexual or
like a really good trick.
That's what I'm saying, like that really good piece of cheesecake, and you're just like, oh,
you get goosebumps.
Yeah,
like,
you get
all over your
goosebumps.
body.
It's just like so good.
Yeah.
That like piece of food that you love.
like when you're listening to a song that just hits you, and you get that nice tingle on the back of your spine that just goes through your whole body. If it's certain, someone's singing a high note like this song, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
it makes you want to work out, and then you realize that you're like, nah, I'll rather sit down and eat a bag of Doritos.
No, I'm a D&D player. I'm not gonna do anything.
I just want to sit down and eat a bag of Doritos.
But yeah, I mean, those were pretty much the key points that I wanted to hit on this first episode, because I mean, a lot of the next good stuff's going to come in the next podcast. And, if you guys have questions out there, you guys can hit
us up on YouTube
here. You can hit us up on YouTube. I think they can put comments on Spotify or no.
I don't think so. No, I don't
think so.
One of the podcast sites, I think you could put comments on it. It might be Google. Google Podcasts.
One other thing that you guys can do is you guys can join my Discord, and I will set up a tag just for D&D followers.
Right.
And then
absolutely.
we'll set up a chat, and you guys can ask us questions about characters. You guys can post character art.
I was gonna say, you can request
game
character
art.
Yeah.
Do anything. Just keep it clean, keep it constructive.
Yeah.
Don't be too negative about things. Because we even said at the beginning of the first episode, this is my first campaign as a GM, and to be honest, hearing these players love what I did at the intro and are enjoying this campaign so far really makes me feel really good about what I'm doing, because I'm not gonna lie, I was scared as the GM going into that first episode, dude. I was almost shaking because I didn't know how I was gonna do.
Just out of
And-
nervousness, like
Oh,
out of,
yeah.
like yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now
dude,
here,
I was
let's
anxious.
let's turn it around a little bit and maybe ask the GM some questions.
I like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, hamster,
Okay,
hamster,
so-
fire off first. Hamster, fire off first. I got one.
I don't got a question.
No, you got no
What?
questions for the
Somebody
DM?
else. Somebody else. Let me think of one.
Okay,
So-
got you.
Well, I know he's gonna
Reaper.
have one for the third one.
Reaper, I have to ask the
What's
whole
up?
campfire scene, and I kind of mind melded with you, and I had a feeling that you wanted people to open up a little bit as the party at the bonfire scene. I think you wanted that.
Which is technically the
Were
beginning of the second
you-
episode, right?
No,
Right.
it was in the first.
That's
Well, no, yeah, that is in the second
technically the beginning of the
episode.
second episode. That's fine. Talk about it.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah.
They're gonna end up. It's not.
I'm just all
This is
over
not
the
this is not
place.
spoilers. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Did you were you upset that we didn't really open up? I mean,
No. So,
No?
not to cut you off.
like I know
but, like,
Amon,
in
I know Amon was kind of trying to.
Yeah. So I can tell you, out of the group, like the two people I expect to communicate and interact in RP the most is going to be GRIMM and Trent,
Right.
because they're the most experienced. They're both very
Vocal.
RP.
We're very
yeah.
vocal.
You guys are very RP friendly
That's true.
already.
I mean, I did
And
a
that-
role player
that's-
server
that's-
on GTA for freaking like a year.
And he has two, and then he's done Zeusing on Arma for
Right.
the units that a couple units I've been in, and he's very comfortable with it. And I was really hoping to have Talirian and Amon basically start, I don't know, some kind of dialogue to draw everybody in. And like you had said, you were a little camera shy about it, almost. I don't want to say like purely camera shy, but you weren't comfortable in the D&D environment yet.
And I'm getting there.
Exactly. And it's going to take over time. It's just like Hamster. Hamster's trying to figure out his voice for his character. So I think he's
Yeah.
more reserved because of that, because you do have you have a large character, and your first thought when you see like a Goliath is, my name is Blandis, and I'm here to tear you limb from limb.
Can't do that.
off
Yeah.
shit down your throat.
My name is
I'm here to-
Blandis, and
I
I'm
can do
calling
that.
out to all Goliaths. Sorry, I couldn't help it.
I'm here to kick ass
Adventurers,
and chew
roll
squirrels,
out.
and I'm all out of squirrels.
Shoot squirrels.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
But,
can't
like,
do those voices.
you just gotta find it, and you'll find it, and that's fine, and it'll take time. Just keep doing what you're doing. If you want to, if you ended up getting a little bit of money together and you want to buy the voice mod, like what me and Scar and I think Grimm, you ended up.
I
No,
had
you
the free,
didn't
I had
pay
the free
for it,
version. I didn't get the. I didn't like it.
but there are
Is it-
plenty of voices.
Is it just a one-time payment?
One-time
Yep.
payment.
Okay, good.
Um,
I was thinking
And they
pay
are
like
constantly
monthly
updating it.
Yeah.
Constantly updating
And
it.
the
Adding new voices.
and I always thought, like, I was gonna bring this up to you, Hamster. Anyway, I could do it right now. You could always go with you could always go that Blandis is a eunuch. And
oh, that's so true.
and you could go be like, how many Blandis?
No. No.
I'm the
badass of the
group. I'm gonna kick your ass.
I'm gonna take this axe and I'm gonna shove it up your ass.
I mean, you don't have to be Debo from Friday. Just my bike now.
People in distress. People in distress.
Yeah, I was saying you be Money Mike from next Friday.
some of this too, old man? Oh, no, sorry.
No.
What, you want some of this too, old man?
Yeah, there you go. He did the cross eyes. I love it. I love it. I love it.
All right.
No.
Well, let's take this over to Grimm. Does Grimm have any questions for the DM? Now, I know we pretty much kind of worked hand in hand with a lot of things in this.
Right.
Because
we
for
kinda
those of
do
you
the
that
map
don't
creation
know,
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Grimm created the world map.
Yeah. That was
Grim
a
did,
lot of fun.
GRIMM will end up doing all the region maps, and then
Encounter maps will be you.
and I'm doing battle maps.
Right. I'll be doing like all the city maps, the like any kind of region, like the islands and stuff like that. Then when we zoom in on the capital cities and things of that nature, that'll all be me.
Yeah.
But any encounter maps will all be Reaper.
Yeah.
So,
anyway,
but-
sorry, GRIMM.
No, that's it's cool. But no, I think the only question I really like wanted to kind of put you on the spot about was the when we were all kind of creating our characters. I mean, you kind of let us run wild on it. Who were the toughest two to connect? Because you said we're all connected in some way, but I want to know who were the toughest two characters to connect. Because obviously the easiest two were the two that were already written together, and that's Eamon and Rye, because they're married.
Well, I mean, there's that, but I mean, connecting the two of them. I mean, I did say I think the hardest one finding something for them was probably Blandis, but that's just because with the amount of freedom that was given with his backstory, it also created a lot of issues because I didn't know as much to where like Telerians, you know, I got like a good couple paragraphs at least of information. You know, Tyrrell's was a good paragraph and a half, and then fuck, dude, Amon and Bees were like full fucking pages of fucking information. And you know, and it's not that it's a bad thing to not have you know, a very detailed backstory. The hardest part was just trying to figure out how I would bring Blandis into this, and honestly, the way I did it, and those that are listening and watching on YouTube, you guys will understand. But dude, it was tough, and you know, to be honest, Tyrrell's was pretty tough too, just because his also left a lot of room for edit, and the inserting of information and plot twists, but like trying to figure out who to tie who to what. I think Blandis technically isn't really connected yet. He is, but that's going to be kind of more revealed to the audience on the next.
Yeah, I think in episode.
Sorry.
3.
Well,
Yeah,
No,
I didn't
episode 2.
see
Episode 2.
much.
no. Well, in the next vision, a lot more will be answered on his, because now I have a
But I know,
really
but
solid.
But in the next episode, somebody recognizes him.
Yes,
Vaguely,
yes,
vaguely, but recognizes
Well, and that was rolled, and
That was rolled, yeah.
that's what was very great. Is like, you know, Blandis and one or two other members of the group end up slightly recognizing each other. It wasn't a good enough roll to say, "Oh my God, I remember you coming here and seeing you
doing
there."
that and this, and we
Exactly,
did this together,
and-
kind of thing.
And that was the thing. But I think Blandis was the hardest, and then Tyrrell's, man, you know, honestly, it wasn't until I got another person's backstory that it really like did this.
So you'd say that the two that took the longest to kind of for you to see the connect points was Blandis and Tyrrell.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yours honestly was actually kind of the easiest. Yours is.
Well, I can see
It's not-
I can see really quick how I'm connected to Rye due to the fact that we're both Eldrin elves. That could be an easy connection for you. It could be a hard connection for you, but I mean, you know, obviously that's to remain to be seen. But I would figure my one of my hardest connections actually, with him not being so much of a roamer until of recent years, would be Eamon and Blandis.
I could tell you without
spoiling.
really without spoiling anything, your connection is more
Spoilers,
circumstance.
love. Spoilers.
Yes.
Yours is definitely more like if your character was to roll an investigation check on why you were in that prison, your reason for being there is kind of not on the same scale as the rest of the group.
So
Yours is
mine's the easiest reason to kind of figure out, whereas everybody else's is much larger in scale. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I know why. I mean, like
this.
in my head, I know why my character would be the easiest way.
It literally does this. So these four kind of do like this thing, right, with theirs, and yours kind of goes over here and then just does this through the center.
Okay, I
kinda
definitely
how-
get what you're saying. Yeah, I definitely get what you're saying.
And if you look at your dream, like if you really like listen to it again, you'll kind of understand what I'm talking about. And that's, you know, not revealing to Scar or Hamst3r, but, you know, between you and me and the audience, yours is very circumstantial, essentially. Like yours is not the same. And honestly, I could say even Blandis's is kind of under the same
flag. Yeah.
Same flag, yeah. I think the two of you, like Terral, Amon, and Ray, are kind of have this kind of weird connection, and then like you and you know, Telerian and Blandis are definitely on their own your own path. But man, once the rest find their connection point, literally it's all the same. Like there is one key feature in every single one of these visions that is the same, and they're all connected. And the way it kind of came up, to be honest, a lot of these connections were on accident. Like I was really thinking about it, and it's just like and I'll end up saying this when Trent's here, but Amon's was almost last second, but it was easy.
Like when you finally figured it out, it was easy.
Oh, dude, it was so
It's
easy.
like
I didn't
having
even
all
have
the
to.
pieces of the puzzle.
It was
laying in front of you, and then you finally.
And I think
clicks,
the order, in which everyone's dream or, you know, vision was released in that order really set the tone. Honestly, like you going last, yours was predetermined. I already had yours long before everybody else's.
Well, we didn't talk about my backstory probably the longest too. So
true, but B's was definitely the second easiest, hands down. Like
I know a little bit about her backstory, unfortunately, just from talking and everything like that. But yeah, definitely. And from creating the maps and everything like that, and kind of knowing some of the history of the maps, that kind of gave me some insight. But obviously, Stormclaw doesn't have these insights. And again, Stormclaw is my character, Telerian Wasterythe, but he no longer goes by that name.
Yep. Due to circumstances.
Yeah, and those actually will be revealed shortly. Not necessarily in the next couple episodes, but like I would say 2 or 3 more episodes after that, you're probably gonna find out why.
We're definitely gonna have another vision coming up at some point. It could still be a few episodes down the road, even
Depending
from this
on
recording,
how quickly
because
we move.
Yeah, it really does.
Because I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk about with the first episode, other than we wanted to introduce ourselves and kind of get this thing going. Because the first episode was really us breaking out of jail and an encounter, and then that was it.
Yeah, but the encounter was so long.
The visions are what definitely took a great deal of time, but it definitely laid the foundation for an amazing campaign that I think is going to happen. And you know, with homebrew campaigns, sometimes it's the things that you don't expect that really make it special, and I think that those visions have definitely already made this more special than any other D&D campaign I've ever been a part of. So I definitely want to thank you for that. That was really the tits.
I really appreciate the compliment on it. I really do, because I am flying at the seat of my pants at a lot of this, and this is just through me listening to other, you know, DMs and or GMs, however you want to put it. You know, I've watched quite a few YouTube videos and listened to podcasts of them explaining. It's like, you know, a lot of this is you just kind of want to do the bare minimum to kind of really set the tone. What a change!
I have
in
no
music.
idea what this music was. That was
Yeah.
that was
This is
different.
part of the same one. It's an evolving.
Sorry, guys, that's my music box. Hold on.
This dude got a music box.
But you know, it's just like in the next episode. Like, there's a lot more that can be said, I think, or talked about in the next podcast.
Right, and then the great part is we're gonna be able to touch on these things we've talked about here, and then still move on.
I can't wait.
What to talk
See,
about? The next one?
that's what.
I want to play.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm
that's
so with
right.
you. It's definitely an itch that has been created, and like, it's funny because my wife said to me, she's like, "Oh, hey, so can we go out Friday night and do this?" And I was like, "No." She goes, "Why?" I was like, "It's my D&D night. No, sorry. If you want to go out at like 6, as long as I'm home by 8:30, we're golden." As long as I'm home by 8:30, we're golden. D&D starts at 9. She's like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "As a heart attack."
See,
I was like, "You don't
that's it.
understand the
That's what
connection I already have with
excites
my
me.
character." So
Yeah, see, I'm excited because you guys are excited. The fact that Scar's excited really excites me. Because, you know, Scar's hasn't had the best experience when it comes to a D&D experience.
that's my fault, partially.
And well, no, that's
it was
kind
a series of unfortunate
that was a
events.
whole-
Series of
whole different
unfortunate
thing.
events, which we will be. Well, I'll just say this now. We started a Star Wars campaign that I was DMing for. It was my first time DMing, and
Grim, real quick. Leave, come back, real quick.
Your mic's fucking up. I'm sorry, bro.
And you back.
all right, how are we doing now? We doing
Yeah.
good?
Video?
We doing good? Hello? Oh yeah, video. Yeah. How we doing? We good?
Wait, just
Good,
give it a
good,
second.
good. Test 1 2. Hey, 1 2.
Yep, there it is.
right,
There it
cool.
is.
All right, so we started a Star Wars campaign, and I just the people that were in it didn't mesh. It wasn't that the people weren't good. It's just there was no mesh there. Like, I feel like the group we have right now meshes really well. From DM on down to the newest player, it just, the last one we had people who were super experienced who were not as forgiving to new people, and we had, you know, some people that just weren't as serious about it. And I'll admit, like, I was, as a DM, I didn't schedule well enough, so the schedule ended up getting conflicts, and we ended up pushing back dates, and so that was my fault. But that's all learning these things that you
All
need
in
to
the
learn.
past.
But it's all in the
Yep.
past. I am rewriting that campaign a little bit, just to kind of get rid of some of the spoilers for the first one, and that will be a future campaign of Straight Outta Grandma's Basement. We will be doing
I'm
a Star Wars
excited.
campaign, and I
And-
will be DMing.
And Grim and I, off without even you, Reaper, we were talking, and we were actually talking about maybe we can rotate DMing.
Oh yeah.
And like I was throwing out ideas and stuff. Like, I know we're getting way off the wall here, but like Matrix, like
Yeah.
We were thinking about
and
doing some
there's-
weird worlds, like doing some stuff that basically had never been thought of before.
no one's done type of thing.
Well, not even really that
and
nobody's thought of before. It's just that it's not mainstream.
I've never heard of it.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, no,
There-
I've already
there's some
seen a
weird
Halo
shit.
D&D.
Paper Mario.
Dude,
Paper
probably.
Mario, let's do it. Let's do it. Hamster's the GM. Hamster, you're gonna
Just
GM the
a
Paper
quick
Mario D&D, all right?
But no, let's get
to
back
the
on
right.
track.
we all gotta be
you know,
Goombas.
and let me say my piece here too, Reaper, and like, you know, I would technically consider this my D&D cherry being popped, in all honesty. Before, I would say is more of like a training grounds for me.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
glad I
you
could
know,
pop your cherry.
Thank
yummy.
you. You know, and it's been so far, like I said, you know, I've been, you know, itching at the trigger to get more into it as far as RPing and stuff, and I think I'm getting there. But, you know, comfortability is nice here, and you know, it's just I'm enjoying it. Like I said, I'm itching to play again, dude. Like, I can't wait till our next session. So that's
I know. I gotta talk to Trent and see if he's gonna be able to play this Friday, and if so, then I'm gonna definitely get on the ball about getting a couple maps started.
Well, one's already made
And-
for you. I know that.
I know I got to make a couple for the next sequence after that. But yeah, I'm really excited to play again. I'm itching to do it.
And I'm happy to see that you're enjoying DMing, because I know you were kind of like, I want to play, but then I know you want to play still, but at the same time you're like, you were like totally dreading being the DM, but you're like, hey, we need to get this ball rolling somehow. And then all of a sudden it was very much of after, like, I think it was after episode 2 technically, when we kind of had that little lull when we were having technical difficulties. I think that's when you were kind of like, you looked at me and I saw it in your eyes. You're kind of like, you kind of had the head bob. You're kind of like, all right, this is going good. I like this. So and I started seeing you start to have fun with the DMing, and that was nice. That was nice for me because it made me not feel like such a leech, you know?
Yeah. Well, you can't always play, and that's the thing is, I've spent so many years playing and complaining about bad DMs, and
Until you sit on the other side of the box, that's different.
And it really is, but I've had some bad DMs in the past, and whoa,
He's not supposed to be here.
He needs to unmute and then realize that we're recording.
Bounce out real quick. We'll call you right back in.
Like I said, I've had some
think
really...
he wasn't naked.
Holy shit! I didn't expect that.
He just comes in.
I've had some really bad DMs in the past, and and they've been to where they're punishing for trying to have a good time in RP and do all these things. And trying to have a unique character, and it really sucks. And
all they care about is the stats and the rolls type of thing.
Essentially, yeah. And see, that's what I'm not trying to go with on here, except for in episode 3,
right? Which shows
because you kind of had it out for Blandis.
You've elaborated so much with our story and everything.
You only hit me 3 times.
Yeah, and look at
those
what
3
happened.
times counted though.
Yeah,
but
counted a lot.
Either way, that's.
That's, he got a DM
two down the road.
Doing what he got.
I did. I enjoyed that. I really did. And
salami.
but I hope I really oh man, I was so scared. If you guys aren't hyped that are listening right now about episode 3, just get ready. You're gonna be on the edge of your fucking seat.
I think it's a good one.
Oh my god, like the fucking edge of your seat. Like you're gonna see me on camera, fucking grabbing my fucking face because I'm so. Like, what the fuck?
This is between. This is after episode 1 right now.
And me and
right?
Reaper are partially metagaming because we're texting on the side like, "Oh my god, are you gonna kill us?" He's like, "I don't know." and he's like, "Do it. Should I do this and to help you guys out?" And I'm like, "No, not yet." And he's like, but maybe I should." And I looked at him at one point. And I was like, if he doesn't succeed this role, bro, do it. And so there's some parts that we're not going to talk about it right now. We're going to save it for next podcast. But in closing, let me say this, and then we'll kind of have everybody's little outros and everything like that. Guys, if you're on YouTube right now and you're watching this, thank you guys so much for making it this far. It just the fact that you've watched this has made us that much happier. If you're listening to this on Spotify or excuse me, let me stop saying Spotify. If you're listening to this on a podcast, just follow us. Let's see where this road takes us. We hope to eventually have the episodes on the
whatever you're listening to
on the podcast itself. Right now, it's not feasible money wise for us to do that. It just does take a lot of money to upload those large episodes onto a podcast. So we figured we'd bring you guys this to kind of bring you into the fold, if you will, and then kind of introduce you to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And so that way you guys can
something you can twist your nipples to in the meantime.
Exactly. Something that you could just kind of rub one out to. I mean, this is exactly what this is something we enjoy, and we hope you enjoy along with us. We accept all constructive criticism. If you guys want to be trolls about it, I mean, we're just gonna remove your comments. I'll be real with you.
Right.
So what?
Nothing.
No.
Get good.
Yeah.
Get good, bro. Roll high or don't roll at all, okay, bro? Cha, bro. Cha. We're two wild and crazy guys.
Yeah.
That's. But thank you guys with from the bottom of my heart.
Absolutely.
This is something I've been wanting to do for a while. I finally found a great group of guys to do it with, and girl. And I really think you are going to really enjoy where this is going. Reaper hasn't spoiled anything to me, but he has let me know that the journey ahead is going to be a very fun one, and what he has planned is going to be something special.
As long as everybody's still having fun with this campaign, which, you know, I hope I can keep delivering what I've delivered thus far. And what I have planned, like I have tidbits for different regions already planned, and I've worked out like a couple end game bosses already because of everything. Like I've got 3 right now.
He has the end game, yeah.
And like,
Stop! I'm getting moist.
you guys are
Oh, God,
not
please
going. You guys are not going to expect who the bad guy really is.
Oh, see, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, you like it's Blandis.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
What?
Well, on
Like-
that note,
Yeah, on that note, again, I am Grimm, Tolarian Waste Wraith, aka Stormclaw. Go ahead, guys.
Oh,
Say who you are. Go ahead, Hamster.
me? Okay. Yeah, Hamster God Zero on Twitch. I'm Blandis, the Goliath Barbarian.
I'm Scar, the Scarfather at Twitch, and I play Tyrell Zacadian.
And I, as always, am Reaper1FR on Twitch. I am your DM and your master.
The God King.
The God King. The puppet punishings.
Yes.
So, guys, again, thank you so very much. We hope to see you guys again next time on
we love
After
ya.
the Rolls, straight out of Grandma's basement.
Have a good night, guys.
Peace out.
Bye.